Santiago, could you take the roll?
Richard Waring.
Here.
Tiffany Mandel.
Here.
Craig Solly.
Here.
Julio Flores.
Here.
Karen Taylor. Michael Brescia.
Here.
Robert Cotto Jr. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Santiago. Do the members of the board wish to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing the administrative appointment to the position of acting superintendent? And we talked about that a little in the back if people want to go. I'm happy to do it.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second on it?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any against? We'll go in and we'll take Ms. Cutler Hodgman and Ms. Wild with us. And be back, hopefully. Yes.
At Hartford Public Schools, we care about one thing above all, the future of our kids. That's why we're dedicated to providing all students with the knowledge and skills needed in the new global culture. Hartford Public Schools is thriving. More student success stories, more world-class facilities, more university and corporate partnerships, more amazing talent coming and staying in Hartford. This is how education is supposed to work. Welcome to Hartford Public Schools, where the future is present.
Is there a motion to come out of executive session? It's been moved by Mr.
Second.
Burke, seconded by Mr. Stallings. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Are there any against? Hearing none, we're out of executive session. Business agenda item 2.1, appointment of the acting superintendent. The recommended action is the Hartford Board of Education appoints Dr. Leslie Torres Rodriguez as acting superintendent pursuant to the provisions of Connecticut General Statute Section 10-157. The board further authorizes Chairman Waring to negotiate and execute an employment agreement with Dr. Torres Rodriguez to serve as acting superintendent. The chair will move the adoption of this resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Anyone want to debate the resolution? Want to say anything? I'm just going to say a couple of things that I think probably bear saying. I think that we face probably, as a board, probably the most challenging time we've been in since the state takeover. We have our own financial problems. The city's financial problems are even worse. The state will not be coming to bail us out as they have their own problems right now, which are arguably worse even than the city's. For all the good that Chef has done for kids, it presents numerous challenges, especially for the Board of Education, and solutions which help kids in Chef often hurt the kids that go to our schools, and that situation probably becomes more and more poignant and more pointed by the day. Our own performance as a school district continues to be sluggish. We have seen gains in some schools, but it's uneven, and even our gains are not remotely necessary what's needed to close the achievement gap. And even where we've seen gains in some schools, other schools have not shown gains, and maybe even a couple have regressed. We also find ourselves for the second time in 3.5 years without a superintendent, and I think all of us found out in the context of school consolidation how hard it is to do anything without a leader who can stand behind the things that need to be done. I won't pretend to say that Leslie will solve all these problems, because that would be too much to ask of anyone, but I do think she will make a real difference. She knows our kids and she knows our city, and she cares about them. And she cares about them as only someone who's from Hartford and went to the Hartford Public Schools can. She graduated from Hartford Public High School, and she knows the work that needs to be done. And I know, and I think all of us who do know her, is that she's committed to doing it as only somebody who is from here and went to our schools can be. I think she will bring much needed stability I don't know anyone in our school system who has more courage or determination, or who's better organized or more resolute than Leslie is. And I think Leslie will also push us forward as best that she can, using all the resources we do have at our disposal. It's very easy, I think, in periods of transition to say that we're going to hold the fort, but we have no fort to hold. We're still building our fort, and we must continue to build it even as we look for a new leader. Leslie's commitment to our kids and to doing better by them than we did by her is our guarantee that she will do a lot more than just hold the fort until we select a permanent superintendent. I have nothing else. Do any of the members wish to debate the resolution? Hearing nothing, the chair calls it. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Are there any against? Motion carries. Congratulations, Leslie. Do you want to say a few words?
Good evening, Chairman Waring, Vice Chair Glenville, and members of the Board of Education. I want to express my gratitude to Mayor Bronin and to all of you present for vesting in me the opportunity to lead our district during this time of transition. You know, my head is filled with many thoughts and my heart is filled with many emotions. This moment is filled with both a high level of meaning and then a high level of expectation, because I am a product of the Hartford Public Schools. You know, I came to Hartford as a 9-year-old child of poverty, and I lived in a small one-bedroom apartment on Park Street, and I barely spoke a word of English. And before coming to Connecticut from Puerto Rico, I had limited access to books and even to reading, even in my own language. And I sometimes experienced low expectations in school, and I didn't develop a passion for reading and writing until later in my high school years. But I desperately wanted and I deserved a way out of poverty. And I share with you part of my story as a reminder to all of us, and myself included, to never let the narrative of the disenfranchised, of the student of color, of the English learner define me or the students that we serve. Because my story it didn't end with hardships, right? It didn't end only with those hardships. Here I am. I went to college, I went to graduate school, I then went into a career in education, and I went on to lead learning and to lead change. And here I am, sitting before you today as an acting superintendent. And so my service to all of you and to all of our students will be grounded in my experience as a product of this system. My service will also be grounded not only in the learning approaches and the theoretical skill sets, it will be grounded in my personal knowledge of what Hartford Public Schools is capable of. I am committed to making sure that this school system works for every student. So yes, to some degree, the system did work for me, and that is why I will continue to make sure that it works for each and every one of our students. And to make sure that all of our students believe that they can grow up to be an educator, to be a school superintendent, to be a doctor, to be an attorney, or whatever career it is that they wish to aspire. We cannot and we will not let a narrow narrative, a demography, define our students' potential. And we cannot and we will not let this complex yet challenging time of transition define us as a school district. I want you to know that the work is important and the work will continue on. I will continue to lead by expectation. I will expect of me and of everyone else throughout our district high standard of excellence in practice. And we will continue to narrow in on our focus on instruction so we can continue to close those gaps. And we will have to have frank and very honest conversations, which we need to have around the resources and efficiencies so that our students can be well served. So I pledge to be a full partner with the city's institutions, and I certainly will visit all of our schools. And I think now more than ever, we have to harness the network of relationships at all levels, between colleagues, between schools, within departments, with City Hall, and very importantly, with our parents, alongside our community, our education supporters, and our stakeholders. So to you, the board, to our staff, to our families, to our community partners, and most importantly, to all of our students. I look forward to working with all of you as part of one collective, one system, one Hartford Public School system in service of equity and excellence. Thank you.
Thank you. The adoption of items 3.2, 3, and 4 as a single item. Is there a second to my motion? Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any debate on the motion to consolidate those 3 items and take them up at the same time? Hearing none, the chair calls it. All in favor, aye. Aye. Any against? No. It carries the vote on the motion itself. On items 2, 3, and 4. Is there any debate on it? Hearing none, the chair calls it. All in favor? Aye. Against? Carries. The chair moves to adjourn. Is there a second?
Oh, can I, 1 second for the record? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Forgive me. I've been late all day and I'm late on the short response thing. And I just want to take a moment of personal privilege, Mr. Chairman.
There you go.
If I may, I want to congratulate Dr. Torres. And it's exciting to have another Hartford resident, Hartford product of the Hartford school system, take the helm. I'm too, I'm a Hartford product, and this is a special time. I think you kind of understated it, so if I can speak plainly, I can do that only as a North End homeboy could do. This is significant because perspective is everything, and the one criticism that our community has, and our parents have, and our families have, and even our educators, our teachers have, is the perspective of the district has been disconnected. And we need you to, nothing more in the short time that you're here, to try to bridge those gaps and concentrate on engagement and to really focus on organizing parents in the district. As the chairman stated, he didn't even allude to it, he kind of just threw it out there, and I appreciate that. This budget season is going to be a very harsh one. It's going to be very difficult. And unfortunately, you are in a position where you have to ride in the car with us. And believe me, you're not going to wait till we turn the corner. Right, while you're driving. Wait till you turn the corner. So I say all that to say that our children are in crisis, and I need you to understand it. I need you to remember it. I need you to concentrate on that when you are making decisions. I would like for you to understand that this is not simply just an opportunity for you, but it is an opportunity to reinvigorate a community, a city around a school district, to take best practices from when we were young, when we were coming to the school, when we were attending the schools, and try to implement that. I went to Weaver. I didn't go to Hartford High. I went to Weaver, which is the best high school in the city, hands down. And it was a family. I was loved. When I attended Rawson, that's what they taught me. I was somebody. And it wasn't a black, white, or a Spanish thing, because I had white teachers sitting there, hey, sit your butt down, you're gonna learn this just like anyone else. So we need that. This is not about integration over quality. This is about quality education and what's fair for students, what's fair for parents, and what's fair for teachers. And I'm willing to stand in harm's way with you if you're going to work for that. And I'm done.
Thank you. It's time to chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Any against? Adjourned. Thank you.